Hood politics this week in the show on the news. I got a new mic, y'all. Shout out the homies at this week. I think we needed to have an emergency blackness meeting. I try to do a state of the blackness biannually, but we needed it. We black folks, we had some stuff we need to talk about. We just out here catching strays for no reason. Now, this episode was recorded with my ace, my man 50 grand, Derek Minor. But it was recorded before the martyrdom. So there were some updates that needed to happen because we apparently spoke too soon. Everything you need to know, all the news you need, you could get from the barbershop. All right. On the news, apparently Jesus is coming back tomorrow. People get ready. I guess that means that the signs for which you were interpreting to believe that Jesus is returning mañana would mean that Benjamin Netanyahu is in fact the Antichrist and Trump is his prophet. This your theology, not mine. Turns out the answer we was all looking for is pre-tribulation. This is for the 4 Bible nerds that still follow me. Speaking of Bible nerds, at some point I will go in and talk to you why our millennial is probably the only place that would logic. The kids in Nepal done overthrown their own government and then elected a new prime minister via Discord. The kids gonna be all right, y'all. Which I guess don't matter because, like we stated before, Jesus coming back tomorrow. So what do I care? Bad Bunny. Woo! That was beautiful. Because of the ongoing ICE raids, Bad Bunny decided to not bring his tour to the contiguous United States. And he did a residency in his homeland of Puerto Rico and finally streamed the 3-hour concert. And it was streamed on Amazon Prime. I know, we're all compromised. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. He really made the culture be the star. He showed a lot of the African heritage. He represented his past. He did the future. They built it looked like a whole island on that stage. It was just friggin' beautiful, man. Like, shout out him. I got that same. I could see how this moment is similar to the Compton Kid and the Pop Out, where it was just like you just really feel seen, man. And shout out to y'all, man. That was a beautiful moment to watch. Y'all's favorite Charlie Kirk, man, got his going home service. Everybody and they mama was there. Somebody was in my DMs recently saying after Charlie Kirk's assassination, notice how there hasn't been any riots, which I know he was trying to be racist on that mug. Were I to take him serious, I would say, sir, my brother in Christ, he's going to receive justice. Y'all caught the killer gonna go to jail or receive the death penalty. You could lose your immigration status if you say something sideways about him. They finna give him a national holiday. The president made everybody fly all the flags half side. There's no, what would you be rioting for? You about to receive justice. Jimmy Kimmel has been canceled along with some other rich white men. It's something to be said about the fact that if the rich white men ain't safe. The lead story is that it was due to his jokes about Charlie Kirk, but I think anybody who hears what Trump is saying out his mouth it sounds more like he being taken off the air because of his jokes about Donald Trump. But what do I know? Him jokes about Epstein was pretty spot on. That's all I'm saying. Trump is out here truly spinning these blocks. In not so important news, Dame Dash just crashed out on the Breakfast Club. Just the most reckless, easily verifiably false statements. You talk about somebody who has a decent amount of respect for what Dame Dash has meant for the culture. However, my brother in Christ. Our boy Tyler Robinson, the shooter of Mr. Charlie Kirk, was like Kings of Leon white, Wilco white, Jeff Tweedy white, various fruits in the salad white, non-leg washing, no washcloth white. And everybody's trying to do their best to say that his political disposition is the opposite of the one that you in, as to make him one of your ops. Reality is we just don't know. I know the little runes he wrote on these guns, apparently, which some of that was debunked, was really just gamer stuff. If you are terminally online, then you just know that little boy was just terminally online. We shall soon see. Epstein's birthday book dropped. Marjorie Taylor Greene, no less, pasted on the walls. The tariffs, which was supposed to be a brief hiccup, America's Heartland folk organizing. You know what I'm saying? They like, look, we need some money. You supposed to help us. This tariffs is killing us. I don't understand how this was supposed to help. Israel has bombed its sixth Arab nation. They even bombed the people that was trying to negotiate their peace. You bombed Qatar. How you gonna bomb the onlyest people that's willing to listen to what I tell you? Maybe he is the answer. Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Tunisia. Tunisia has a little asterisk. You need to Google why it's called Tunisia. And now Qatar. Just trigger happy. Staying on Benjamin Netanyahu, he was speaking to a panel of African world leaders and talked about the Jews, the Ethiopian Jews, and how he has gone out of his way to show his African brothers and sisters, the Jews of Ethiopia, the support for them to be able to find a homeland. Cut to years of forced sterilization Israel was giving Ethiopian Jewish women. You don't think we knew that was happening? And Antifa is apparently a terrorist group. Y'all better go to whatever convalescent home yo Paw is staying in and tell him he better watch his back. The people that stormed the shores of Normandy are terrorists. I really thought it was pretty much a settled agreement that the Allies were anti-fascist. What do I care? Jesus coming back tomorrow anyway. Finally, the endling, the beautiful endling. I am going to do one night only, full performance with the band. Dr. Alma Zaragoza Petty, she is going to read from her book, Chingona. I got the homie Cat, McGill Simply Cat, one of the greatest poets I've ever met. It will be at the Elysian, October 22nd. Please stay tuned for tickets. It's only 130 seats, so make sure you jump on that immediately.